Hello, hello, hello. It's a beautiful day in the Carline. What if Venom, spoilers, and usually I don't care about the spoilers because they're older books. This one came out this year, so I'm going to spoil this one. This one's interesting because Venom's kind of got this Loki head, this Moon Knight, the crescent moon thing. Here he's got like Doctor Strange cloak. Here he's got Wolverine body. And here he's got She-Hulk's leg. Pretty awesome. I just read this one and I enjoyed it. It wasn't a one-shot. I thought this was a one-shot when I picked it up. And I'm wrong. So it was some kind of series, and I'm irritated because I only picked up the first two books. The second spoiler will come at a later time. I have it with me. It's raining in case you hear any extra noise. So here's the deal with this one. Again, spoiler. This one is all about She-Hulk. It starts off with She-Hulk, Jennifer, in a law office, and she's on her way home. She's tired, and Eddie Brock is in the church, and he's about to do some self-harm, and she stops him from doing the self-harm, and she's like, do you want to talk about it? And Eddie Brock's like, Spider-Man took my job and I don't have anything. And she takes the mechanism for which he was going to do self-harm. And we see Venom like up in the rafters, and Venom was gonna take Eddie because he liked Eddie's anger and rage. But then he's like, whoa, She-Hulk is very powerful. Maybe She-Hulk would be a better fit. And so instead of taking Eddie, he takes She-Hulk, and they become one. I'll say the art in here, good for the most part. There were some panels I'm like, probably could have tried harder. But like this one, like I don't like what they did to her face. It seems too like Calvin and Hobbes-ish to me. It's just not my jam. So she becomes Venom, She-Hulk. I'm so sorry. Gosh, I'll try to edit those out. So she wakes up the next day in her apartment, and she's like, what was that? The typical thing. She goes back to work. She's been working. She's exhausted all the time, because when she goes home and goes to sleep, Venom Hulk comes out and does her thing. This one I thought was a cool full page. I thought they did a good job on that one. Anyway, so the story's not real clear. Venom wants to eat at night, right? Chewing heads and stuff. And so the next scene is they're in this park and they're talking. These kids are talking about some park monster, and then Venom shows up and she's like, oh, you're talking about me. And then out of the blue we have Sabretooth show up, and I'm like, that's weird that they just did that. So Sabretooth and She-Hulk get in a big fight, and it's an okay fight scene. They throw each other around and whatnot, and what happens is Sabretooth takes some of the skin, like the symbiote skin, and sticks it in his belt, and then just takes off. And She-Hulk's like, we need to go after him. And Venom's like, don't even worry about it. So that was kind of weird. You would think he would want it back, but I think that's going to play in the story later. It certainly does this, certainly continues with the story. So next we have She-Hulk after the fight, walking home, and this cabbie comes up to her. This is Hell's Kitchen, okay? The cabbie comes up to her and says, she's like, I lost my job. I don't have anything. I can't even pay for a cab. Leave me alone. And he's like, the cabbie's like, hey, I see that you're talking to yourself, and I'm no stranger to that. And I know somebody that can help you. Moon Knight, if I'm going to take you to Moon Knight will be able to help you. He's no stranger to talking to his inner demons. Anyway, and then it goes to this Chinatown bar. I'm assuming it's a Chinatown because it's New York. And this stranger shows up. And there's lots of shooting and banging and stuff. You don't see who it is. You just, someone's thrown down. And at the very end, you see the mob boss and Wolverine. And the Wolverine is saying, "So where's Sabretooth?" That's it. That's how this one ends. The next one will be What If 2 Wolverine. So that will be interesting. I think that's an interesting combination. So I'm assuming that we get to see Venom take on all these different personalities, which will be kind of interesting. But I liked it. I liked the concept. These move really fast, so there's not a lot of story development. There's a lot of jumping and inferences made. But I would say, like, story-wise, it was interesting. I'll give it a solid 7. And I'll give the art like a 7-ish, somewhere right around there. Most of it I thought was really good, but like I said, there were some panels I thought it was an artistic decision that I would not have made. But that was it. So kind of fun. So stay tuned for What If Venom 2.
Bunch of nerds.